Good morning. It is Monday, October 28th, and this is our last week of Vlogmas. I'm Gabz. It is my week to vlog. Chaylee and I are switching off every week. Also, Chaylee is in Texas this week, so it's a slightly mellower week for me to be vlogging. Yeah, I'm running late. It's 7 o'clock already, and I'm just leaving for my run. I just didn't want to go out in the cold. I do also, like Chaylee, have our safety vest. I think we both got our safety vests from Dad. I think these are his. So I'm wearing my safety vest, but it is brighter because I waited a little bit, so they could potentially see me. But let's see. I gotta catch you up on what happened in the past week or so. So I finished a pair of socks. I designed a pair of socks, same pair of socks, and they're probably going to be released today, if not sometime this week. So that's awesome. I decided I didn't want to have tisters for this one, which I know is like the cardinal rule not to do, but it's a fairly straightforward pattern. So I'm proofreading it and gonna have Jay help me out with it. And it's a sock template, so it's dropping into our old sock template. And then I think that means if I am not gonna do testers, I'm gonna do like a 50% off opening weekend thing, which we usually don't do because we've given the pattern away to so many testers. So I think that's why I'll be able to pass some savings along to customers instead of just not being able to do that. So that's where I think we are. They are called the nosedive socks because I did have to redo them a few times. But yeah, it actually came out really, really great. I am using Kettle and Hearth's yarn, which is beautiful. I do have a lot of it left over, so I will be casting on shortly a Musselburgh beanie with the rest of it. It's called Crystalline Geode, and one of the teachers at my school takes a group of students on a field trip, like an overnight field trip for a week to Death Valley. He's also our AP Human Geography teacher, so I thought that would be really cool. So he had something for Death Valley, which they leave actually quite soon, so I need to get to getting if I'm going to give this to him. He's also my department chair, and he's been incredibly helpful with the musical, and he's just all around great guy. So I'd love to get it done for him, but I haven't even started it, and they leave on like the 10th of November. So got to get my act together. I was at a conference in Berkeley this past week. It's a drama teacher conference, so I got to go to 5 different workshops about teaching drama and different aspects of teaching drama. Some were kind of just like affirmations of what I'd seen and what I was doing. And then I got a really cool thing from I got to do a workshop on what's called devised theater, which devised theater always gives me anxiety. But I'm actually feeling pretty good about it, and I'm gonna try it in my season next year. So that should be really cool. I did also get to see Mary Zimmerman. Mary Zimmerman is an American playwright, director, creator, producer. She's amazing. She's probably best known for adapting Ovid's Metamorphosis from Edith, kind of inspired by Edith Hamilton, like that big book of myths. I did her play. I stage managed it in 2009 in high school, and it was the first like real piece of theater that I felt like theater was academic and not just commercial, which is not a problem if for theater to be commercial. It's how most of us pay the bills. I do commercial shows all the time. I'm doing High School Musical, but it was the first time where theater felt like it could be like a study and a practice and an exploration, because before then I had just done like The Sound of Music, Music Man, Cinderella, Charlotte's Web, like very well-known commercially successful plays and musicals. But this one it felt like it was the first time I got to do art for art's sake. So she was very inspirational, her work. So that was really cool to see her. She gave like a keynote speech. We were at Berkeley Rep. I got to see the Matchbox Magic Flute, which was the new show she's directing. That was awesome. And then I just ate a bunch of good food in Berkeley, hung out with my theater teacher colleagues. It kind of felt like college. It was like orientation, and we're just like, hey, where are you eating? I'm eating here. Let's grab a group of friends. Let's go. And stayed up way too late and just had fun. So that was great. I'm home now, and it was great to see my girls again, because Lottie says, she's like, it feels weird without mama. Like, so that was great. It was Dad's birthday on Saturday, so we went to my parents' house. We'd done our presents earlier because Chaylee wasn't able to be there because she had to fly out for Texas. I think that's it. Oh, and I am keeping up with my Tranquility blanket. I've done parts 1, 2, 3. I'm skipping part 4 because I do not like front post crochets, specifically front post double crochets. I think they look like caterpillars, also bug poo. So I don't want to do them. So I'm not going to, because the blanket I'm making needs 9 sections, but the larger blanket needs 12. So you can skip through the ones you don't like. So I picked a skip, and then today I'm going to get the next one, which drops at 8 a.m. Pacific. What else? It's Halloween week, or as people call it, Halloween. And so I'm dressing up for school today. I am going to be, I think, Wednesday Addams. It's my favorite costume. I love being Wednesday. Anyway, so I'm going to go running and hurry up because I have to braid my hair and put on some black lipstick. Hopefully I can find my black lipstick. Okay, talk to you later. Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 29th. Sorry, I'm trying to cross the street in the dark. And feeling pretty good today. It was my first like decent night of sleep in like 4 nights. Because I've been traveling and I am not a good sleeper. Just never have been. So our Thursday night I was at my parents' house, so I didn't sleep very well. And then I was at the hotel for 2 nights and I didn't sleep very well there either. Everyone's like, oh, enjoy the time by yourself. Well, one, it's very cold for me without my husband, because he is like heat stick. So I was way colder than I usually am. And apparently I sleep diagonal, so I move when I sleep, but like with another person there, obviously their body stops you from moving. Well, with no other person, you end up almost falling off the bed, because I was like perpendicular. I was parallel to the headboard by the time I woke up in the morning. So luckily I'm short, so that wasn't too bad, but I was like, how did I get here? And then last night I just was anxious about things, about getting stuff that I needed for the school year. We're doing a couple shows outside at the end of the year, and it's looking like we need some of the equipment. I've asked around, nobody seems to have an extra light board, so I may have to buy one, or just leave my lights on the whole time, which I'm gonna talk to my kids and see what they want to do. Light boards, cheap ones are about $1,500. Good ones are about, I don't know, 8. So I kind of got to figure out what I want to do and how I want to make this work. But that's all right. I'm getting there. I will sort it out. And that's all right. We did get a donation of lights. A couple of them are damaged, so I do need to get new parts for them. And I also need some pipe and drape. So for all my theater people out there, you know what I'm talking about. For everyone else who's like, I thought this was a knitting vlog. Well, yes, that's true, but it's a vlog. So let's talk about finished objects, because I finished my election day beanie. I guess I've been stress knitting it the whole time, because the presidential election is November 5th. If you haven't voted yet, go out and vote. I vote by absentee ballot. So I have voted my, The Registrar of Voters has confirmed they've received my ballot, and my sister voted too. We both vote by mail because in California, everyone who's registered to vote receives a vote by mail ballot in the mail. I think maybe this is the third election. I've always voted by mail. I don't think I've actually ever voted in person, but yes, go out and vote. Here comes the government teacher who says, here's my PSA, and if you're in the US and a registered voter, if you're in line at the polls and the polls try to close with you in line, you are still legally allowed to cast your ballot. If you know you're a registered voter and there's errors with your ballot, ask for a new one. You can do that if you make a mistake. You're not committed. Third, if you haven't finished your voter registration, you can still go to the ballot box and fill out a provisional ballot, at least in California. I know that's true. And you don't have to tell anyone who you're voting for. That's also my last one. Just vote with your heart and your conscience, but you don't have to tell everyone. I know a lot of people are vocal about who they vote for, but you don't have to tell people. Jaylee and I don't publicly tell people. My job actually doesn't. My job sends reminders that while we're in the classroom, we can't encourage kids to vote either way on any issue, but we can encourage them to vote. So that's my PSA. Go out, vote, do your vote by mail. Yes, voting is a key portion of the democratic process. Please be a part of it. All right, so finish that because I was stressed knitting it, because this election, the presidential part, will come down to just a few 100,000 votes, and that is stressful. But my whips include, I'm still working on my tranquility blanket. I'm realizing I'm not very good at crocheting when it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That it's wobbling on the sides. My count is off. I also am using like different weight yarn, so it's a little wobbly, but the border will fix it and I will block the living hell out of it, so it's fine. Because I finished this muscle burra, I am starting another one. This one is for one of my colleagues. It's blues and greens. And I didn't get around to publishing the pattern yesterday because I had to do stuff for work. But that's all right. What else do I have to tell you? I think that might be all. Oh, I am doing a challenge for myself this week called Make 35 Bags for the Etsy shop this week, because I basically took a break from sewing for the entire month of October. I was just not feeling like it. Some orders are pre-orders, so they would come in and then I would sew the bag, but I just wasn't feeling like sewing, so I didn't. Orders still trickled in, but I just kind of took a break from it. But I am trying to do a big push this week just so I don't have the stack built up by my computer. A lot of the shop is on sale right now, which I don't know if you'll see before oh crap, you probably won't see before I finish this. My bad. But I do plan on running a very large Black Friday sale to try and clear the shelves. So yeah, let me know what you think. Should I run a Black Friday sale, or should I run a mystery bag sale where like you pay like 12 bucks and then you could get a large project bag, which are usually $17. You could get a small project bag and a yarn cozy, which it's usually a combined like $24, or you could get like 2 yarn cozies, which would be a combined $16. So it would be a mystery. What you would get, you wouldn't get to select what you wanted. It would just be stuff that I grabbed. I'm trying to clear my shelves for the next, because I've got a Christmas collection coming out, a Valentine's Day collection. Just got some stuff that's been sitting since I opened the shop in April. Oh, and for those of you who are huge fans of the chicken bag, I've sold 22 of them, which is a lot of chicken bags for me. If you're a huge fan of the chicken bag, I did just put a new one, an oopsie one, in the shop. If you're looking for one at a bit of a discount, I sewed the casings on backwards. It still works perfectly fine, and I cut it about a ½ inch too small. So same bag, it's got issues. So I discounted it if you are looking for a chicken bag but you are hoping for discount, and the additional discounts that there are coupon codes and stuff floating out there, those also work. So you could get the chicken bag for a pretty good discount if you were looking for it. So keep your eye on that. We've got a couple new things coming out, so I think the best way to find out what's going on with the Etsy shop is to follow us on Instagram, or to like favorite and follow the shop, because I think it'll give you notifications when I post new stuff. But yes, that's where I am. I've procrastinated enough. It is time to run. See you later. Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 30th. I am aware that you can't see me at all. Here comes the car headlights. Maybe you can see me. I'm out running a little bit earlier than normal, hence the intense darkness, because today is it's not Dia de los Muertos, but it's the day that my school is celebrating it, because it's the day they're having an event. So I'm up early so that I can get ready and do my makeup for it. I'm not super confident in it, but my friend sent me some tutorials, so I'm gonna give it a shot. It is very cold outside. It's 43 degrees Fahrenheit. When I started this vlogging in October, it started about 72 degrees Fahrenheit in the mornings. So in the span of less than 30 days, it has dropped 30 degrees. At nighttime, ooh, there's some light. There we go. Hello. So I'm wearing my earmuffs because in the Bay Area, there aren't 4 seasons. There's really 2. And the seasons are called very, very hot and medium cold. It's very, very cold for the Bay Area, but it's not actual cold like in places where there are snow. So those are the options. I'm already quite cold. I'm wearing 2 layers plus my safety vest and my headband, and it's rough. It's so cold in the mornings, and I don't like to run in the cold. But that's all right. Let's see. Today is Wednesday. So to me, it means it's a short day at work. And then there is a Dia de los Muertos celebration after school. I only get to go for a little bit because Lottie has tap class at 5, but that should be really cool, really fun. They're screening Coco, and I think there's going to be food, of course, and then they're going to show off their alebrijes, which should be really cool. They've been working super hard on them all week. So actually, I think it's been past the past month, but they've been asking for some like glue guns and stuff, which I think is for finishing touches this week. So that's going to be really awesome. And I'm really excited. We're having a bigger Dia de los Muertos celebration than we normally have been able to do since the pandemic, because it's just been hard with just in-person events to get things going again after the pandemic and that kind of stuff. So that's going to be really cool. And Lottie has tap class tonight. It's her first tap class, so we'll see how that goes. And then let's talk about whips. I finished using up my Musselburgh hat, or the yarn for my Musselburgh hat, so that is off, and it's 1 more skein out of stash. So I have 376 skeins left in stash, so I am making a solid attempt. I've cast on another Musselburgh, so hopefully I'll cook on that as well. I think that's what I'm bringing to school today. The blanket I'm working on is getting just a little bit too large to bring to school and a little bit unwieldy, so that's great. I am on part 5 of the blanket, which is pretty easy, pretty mindless, so I'm enjoying that. What else? that's it. I'm kind of just really stressed out about the presidential election. I don't think it helps that I teach government every day, so I'm like in it all the time, right? Like I'm reading the news, I'm discussing it with my students, I'm just lesson planning for how I want to teach the presidency, all those things. So that's stressing me out, but I think I wasn't as stressed in 2020 about it because I wasn't having to do so much with it and engage in the material all the time, because I wasn't teaching government and economics then. I was teaching world history, where I could choose the level of engagement I wanted to be in the election every day, versus I really need to be engaged in case my students have questions and figure out what they want to, if they have something they want to discuss. So I have to be a little bit more, as the kids say, locked in. So yeah, I'm off. It's really cold. I need to start running. My nose is cold. I don't know how much longer this morning runs are gonna last. I kind of quit until about April and just cross-train through the winter, but we'll see. We'll see if I can manage to make it through the colder months in California. Again, I know it's not actual cold, just California cold. Oh, here's the garbage truck. Gotta go. Good morning. It is October 31st, so happy Halloween. I hope you're doing well. And it rained this morning, which I really like the smell of rain on concrete. Sorry, had to swipe away a notification. So it's actually much warmer because the rain warmed up the chill in the air, which is way better. I just noticed I'm wearing my vest on backwards, but it's fine. It still works. Still not gonna, hopefully not gonna get hit by a car. So let's see. Let's catch up, because today is the last day of Vlogtober, so we won't have daily catch-ups anymore. According to my students, I say ketchup the same way you say ketchup the condiment, and they don't always know what I'm talking about when I tell them we have a ketchup day. I can't hear the difference, but whatever. So November is about to be a super big month for me because 5 of my students, 4 current students and 1 who graduated last year, have entered into the Next On Stage Broadway World competition. It's a competition hosted by AMDA, which is a performing arts conservatory style college with campuses in New York and LA. And the grand prize winner wins a scholarship to AMDA, a bunch of other perks, a trip to New York, all those things. So that's really cool. But the first round of competition requires voting. So it's from October 31st today until November 30th, which means the voting, it's basically a popularity contest. And I teach at a Title I school. For those of us not in the US, a Title I school is a school where 40% or more of our students qualify for free and reduced lunch, which it means where their families fall on an income bracket. So we don't have the hugest drama program in the world. I don't have a drama boosters program. We don't have any of those things, but that doesn't mean we don't have a fabulous program and I don't have fabulous kids, but that means we need help. So I'm gonna drop the links below. Even if you just vote once, I mean, I'm going to obsessively vote every day for my students with multiple emails, but I'm also their teacher. So even if you just vote once or you vote for one of my students, every vote counts. I'll put their links below. They have to sing a 1-minute song, and then if they receive the most votes, they go on to the next round of competition where they are judged by Broadway stars. And then, so it's the top 15 kids who've received the most votes, and then top 10, so then 5 are eliminated, 10 move on, and then next round it goes from top 10 to top 3, I think, so 7 are eliminated, 3 move on, and then those 3 get to perform live in New York City, which is amazing. So pause me on the video or just open a new tab and consider voting for my students. You have to put in an email, put in a junk email that you don't actually receive things. You do not have to subscribe to their newsletter. And so you'll put in your email, then you'll get a confirmation from Broadway World that yes, you wanted to vote. Click confirm, and then you're great. So it's 4 of my current students and 1 who graduated last year. Yes. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. I think this is important. It's an important topic to me. Not only because they're my students, but because, how do I say this? Oftentimes in drama programs, we are judged on how much money we have and how much things that we can afford for our students, like choreographers and sets and costumes and dialect coaches and I'm basically the entire drama program with help from a lot of my colleagues, but it's only me who this is their full-time job. It's not even my full-time job. This is 60% of my job. I also teach Gov and Econ. It's just acts like my full-time job. So we've entered a couple competitions, and the feedback is always about our resources. The feedback is always about things that are beyond our control. And I feel like this thing is something that I can do for my students, that it doesn't cost money. It costs time, and I will give my time for my students all the time. So help me out with this, please. All right, back to the knitting. Let's see. I finished my part 5 of the Tranquility Blanket. Part 6 comes out today. I'm really liking how it's turning out. It's coming out really nice. So that's really great. Not much knitting for today, knitting or crocheting for today, because it's Halloween and I'm going with my girls trick-or-treating, and I'm also dressing up myself. So we did that. Let's see. I am working on the beanie for my colleague. I found out, I asked him yesterday that it's November 11th that they leave for Death Valley. So that means I have to probably finish it before then. I don't know what day the 11th is. Oh crap, no, the 11th is Veterans Day. So that's a Monday, which means I really have to be done November 8th. So I have 8 days if I want to get this to him. So I really got to put my head down and hustle. So I'm going to do that after I media blitz the voting for my students. I think I can do it. I knit the last Musselburgh in 3 days, but I was at a conference and didn't have other things / obligations. I am doing really well on my quota of making 5 products for my Etsy store every day. I'm really just trying to get out in front of holidays and those kind of things. If you are looking to shop my Halloween prints, because I do still have some left over, November 1st through, we're going to say the 10th, because I'm not always that organized in getting this up. November 1st through the 10th, all my Halloween prints are going to be 30% off. You know, just like Joanne does when they're getting rid of all their Halloween stuff. So I'll put that up. Check it out if you want to buy it. I will have a November collection popping up just as soon as I get my act together. I also have chickens. I've made more tiny baby chickens. This will be my last update of tiny baby chickens. I've used up all my fabric, so I think I have 8 bags left in stock. So if you want them, you should get them. I've sold like 20 of them already. Baby chickens, I think, is my best-selling pattern, or like print. But I think that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me tell you what's coming up, because I have to do the outro. What's coming up is, over Thanksgiving, Chaley and I are doing a turkey trot. Now, a turkey trot is usually a run on Thanksgiving. Usually like a 5K or like a fun run. I mean, I guess some people could do marathons on Thanksgiving, but it's usually like a family 5K. Well, Chaley and I will probably run, because we run every day, or most days. But we are also doing a turkey trot with emotional support chickens, which are not turkeys, I understand, but it's close. A chicken trot doesn't have the same ring. So we are competing against each other to see who can make the most emotional support chickens in basically a week. We are going from the Sunday before Thanksgiving till the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And we're racing, of course, because that's a race. Turkey trot's a race. We will vlog the entire thing. We'll probably have, I don't know, we haven't decided if we're going to do 2 separate ones or combine together and then one of us gets stuck editing it all, which would be Chaley. Chaley always gets stuck when there's an editing. Like, if we do something combined, it's Chaley who always gets stuck with it. So we'll see what she wants to do. But if you want to join us racing, there's not really any prizes because it's just me and Shay. But if you want to join in, if there's enough of you, comment below. We'll start a little group. Check our progress. It's a great stash buster right before the holidays. If you know you're going to be either purchasing yarn for yourself or receiving yarn from friends and family. So join us for our turkey trot. Chaley will be back with Vlogmas in December, and I will make a decision about what I want to do. I've changed my mind, and you'll probably have intermittent vlogs for me throughout December, mostly because I get FOMO when my sister's vlogging every day. I'm like, oh, I should be vlogging. Maybe I should do that. But December is a very hectic month for me. I have 3 performances I have to put up. My daughter's birthday, my father-in-law's birthday, our grandma's birthday, my husband's birthday, and then my other daughter's birthday is January 1st, which is basically means all the planning's in December. Oh, and for those of you who've been following along since August, we do have the position where I had been taking on a little bit extra at work. That position has finally been filled. So hopefully a little bit will be taken off my plate. The new teacher starts in that position on Friday, but granted, it's a big position. It's not going to be all of a sudden he takes off and everything. It's a huge learning curve. It's about a 2-year learning curve to be really cemented in the position. So it'll be a learning curve, but he's great. I'm really happy that he's doing the job. I thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to check out our turkey trot.